2012 was full of iconic moments, none more so than air raid sirens in Tel Aviv. Israelis in the country's commercial hub were sent running for cover for the first time since the 1991 Gulf War, when Hamas fired at Tel Aviv during the Jewish state's Operation Pillar of Defense, meant to stop Gaza rocket attacks on civilians. Some 2,200 Hamas rockets rained down on Israelis in the past year, prompting the Netanyahu government to launch 8 days of targeted strikes against Hamas militants, making Operation Pillar of Defense the standout event of the Jewish year. Globally, the political landscape changed dramatically over the past year, with Egypt's first democratically elected president, Mohamed Morsi, coming to power in June and bringing with him the support of the powerful Islamist Muslim Brotherhood, a party that was banned under former leader Hosni Mubarak. Across the Atlantic, Barack Obama was voted back to the White House for another 4 years, beating Republican Mitt Romney in an election in which both candidates went out of their way to court the American Jewish vote. On the international stage, the UN voted overwhelmingly to upgrade the status of the Palestinians to non-member observer state in November, with Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas defying opposition from the United States and Israel, who called the move counterproductive to the peace process. Tragedy struck many Jewish communities around the world over the past 12 months. In July, a suicide bomber blew up an Israeli tour bus in Bulgaria, killing 5 Israelis and wounding 30 others in an attack which Jerusalem blamed on Iranian-backed Hezbollah operatives. Back in March, the French city of Toulouse was thrust into the headlines when Islamist Mohamed Merah went on a shooting rampage at a Jewish school and killed 3 Jewish children and a rabbi. At Jewish News 1, the first Jewish-themed news network, it has been a year of expansion and innovation. In 2012, JN1 launched Arabic, Spanish, and French language services, taking the channel's complement to 6 broadcast languages. JN1's iPhone and Android apps were also released in the first half of the year. The channel's social media presence has continued to expand through 2012, with over 6 million YouTube views in the past 12 months. To mark the end of the year, we've compiled a list of the most popular Jewish-themed news reports of 2012 based on figures from our YouTube page. Making the list with 20,000 views is video footage of the horrific bombing of an Israeli tour bus in Bulgaria this summer that killed 5 Israelis. The attack shocked Jewish communities across the world and highlighted the global scale of the threat they face from Iran and Hezbollah. At number 9, Ethiopians in Israel became outraged back in January after a TV report revealed that some Israeli families in Kiryat Malaki were signing petitions to stop Ethiopians from living in their neighborhood. Over 25,000 viewers tuned into JN1's breaking news coverage of the start of Operation Pillar of Defense. Footage showed the car of Ahmed Jabari moments after the IDF carried out a targeted strike in Gaza City that killed the Hamas military chief. JN1 reporting on Israel's 8-day mission to stop Hamas rocket fire on Israeli civilians was the channel's most watched news story of 2012, attracting well over 1 million views. In 7th place is footage of Tel Aviv's latest public underground bomb shelter unveiled in March. Heavily fortified, the subterranean safe room can accommodate 2,000 people and is part of the city's elaborate civil defense program. Tel Aviv residents were to be reminded of the need for bomb security during Pillar of Defense later in the year. Over 40,000 people tuned into JN1 coverage of the dramatic conclusion to the 32-hour standoff in Toulouse between French police and Islamist gunman Mohamed Merah, who was shot by security forces as he jumped from his window. Prior to his death, Merah showed no remorse for the murder of 3 Jewish schoolchildren and a rabbi. Some 60,000 fans of American gymnast Alexandra Raceman watched the Jewish girl from Massachusetts tuck, twirl, and twist to the famous Jewish song Hava Nagila. Raceman took home Olympic gold in the women's artistic gymnastics team event.
I would like to make a sex tape.
Israeli supermodel Bar Raffaelli comes in at number 4 with footage that sees her starring in a video clip where she asks for money to make a sex tape, making fun of the website Kickstarter, which allows users to make pitches to the public to help realize their projects. In at number 3 is early November footage from one of the many rocket barrages from Hamas militants in Gaza at the Jewish state. Israel responded just a week later with Operation Pillar of Defense in an effort to stop once and for all attacks by Hamas on Israeli civilians. Runner-up of this year's JN1 Top 10 is footage of the Queen of Pop and her headline-making decision to start her world tour this year in Israel, despite pressure from a so-called cultural boycott of Israel movement. Madonna brought the house down when she played a sold-out Tel Aviv back on May 29th. And finally, top honors for JN1's Jewish-themed YouTube review goes to a bit of toilet entertainment. Our Tel Aviv-based correspondent Sivan Raviv showcased a new boutique chain toilet store that drew over 100,000 views on YouTube. The store, called To The Loo, provides a necessary service to anyone who hears nature's call for the price of 3 shekels. With automatic flush, soap, and water, To The Loo prides itself on providing a hygienic environment for users, and this year on JN1 provided a bit of clean toilet humor.